Okay, so from that poll, you all want to see how I get my tax relief on a GP receipt. So obviously I just have a lot of this covered, but you can see here that the amount was €50, so I'm going to get a tenner back. Yeah, that seems like very little, but I cannot underestimate how important this is, because I get messages all the time from people that have huge medical bills. For example, your IVF, your braces, getting your laser eye surgery done. There's loads that you can get your 20% back on. So as you can imagine, some people are going to get a lot more tax back than I would. But I'm going to show you what you need to do to get that tax relief. If you're uploading a receipt for the current tax year, which is on this receipt is 2023, so I only have this receipt from last March. What happens is I'm going to upload it, and then Revenue will update my tax credits to reflect this being uploaded, and then I'm going to pay a little less tax for the remainder of this year. On the other hand, if you are uploading GP receipt like this, like you might have found one that relates to the last 4 years. So for example, if this had a date of 2020 on it, you can still get your tax relief. All you need to do is upload the receipt, which I'm going to show you now, and then you're going to need to complete your income tax return for that year that you're doing. So if this was for 2020, you're going to need to complete the income tax return for 2020. If you had it already done and you got your tax back, or you got your statement of liability, you can still go back and amend it to include this. So if you do find these receipts, definitely claim them. One of the massive problems with GP receipts that I get asked an awful lot about is they don't have the receipt and they can't get a copy. Like this one, for example, a lot of GPs can be a bit old school and they still handwrite receipts. Whereas if you go to like a medical clinic, maybe they might have an account, they can just print out your statement of all your visits for the last 4 years, which is fantastic if you can get that. But unfortunately, if you don't remember to keep your receipt or don't bin it from the time you went to the GP, unfortunately, you might have an awful lot of trouble trying to get that redone for you. Or else some of them could be sound, but they're very tricky to get. Whereas on the other hand, your prescriptions, you can get 20% back on all prescriptions. So they're a lot easier to get. Every chemist in Ireland will print you off a Med1 statement, and that's very, very easy then to just upload as one receipt. So if you get the statement of your prescriptions for the year, you can just upload that as one receipt and date it like the 31st of December 2022, and then you're done. You'll get 20% back on that entire statement. I find that way just a lot easier with the pharmacy receipts, because you could be uploading quite a lot throughout the year that way. I have a post on my page, it's pinned at the top, and it's called Medical Expenses, and in there I just have a summary of all of the medical expenses that you can get your 20% back on. First thing you're going to do is take a picture of the receipt and save it to your phone, and then what I always do is actually email it to myself, because I open everything up on my laptop. I never use my phone to do anything to do with Revenue, because it's just a lot of the options don't come up very clearly, and it never works for me properly. So I always use my laptop when doing any of these claims. So that's just one of my tips. Once you're logged into your My account, you're going to go to PAYE Services and click on Receipts Tracker. In here, you're going to click on Add New Receipt. The first box is going to be the date of the receipt. So on my receipt, it was the 7th of March 23. And the category from the drop down is going to be Health. And then subcategory is going to be General. It's General Expenses. The amount paid by me was the €50. This option that comes up here, are you expecting or received a refund from a third party? This means if I, for example, had a Leah, my health insurance, if I claimed part of that €50 through my Leah, just say it was €50 the receipt, and I got €30 back from my Leah, I would be clicking yes here and disclosing that information. Then you can claim for the balance of €20. Then you're going to click on this to upload a copy of your receipt. The file should show up down here, and you're going to click on Add Receipt. So receipt added successfully. Now you're going to continue with claim, or if you have another receipt, you can keep going and upload it here. But for now, that's all I have. So I'm going to go with continue with claim. So in here, you can see that it is uploaded, and I'm going to make sure this box is clicked to claim, and you're going to click on claim credit. It will actually tell you the relief that you're going to be getting. So there's my €10, and my tax credits are going to be increased by this amount over the rest of the year. You will be brought to a review and submit page. All you're going to do is click on the blue box at the very end. Sorry, it's not blue, it's just a tick box, and then sign and submit. You will be asked to sign in again, and that's all you need to do. You're done. In a couple of days, you're going to get an updated tax credit certificate, and it's going to be in your My Documents up here. You'll be able to find it under the current year, which was 2023. And your employer will also be updated with your new tax credits. So it's automatically done through revenue, through to your payroll department, wherever you're working. They will get notified of an update to your tax credits. In a case where you're uploading a receipt that's for the last 4 years, so you're going to upload the receipt as normal through the receipts tracker, and then once that's done, you're going to need to do your income tax return for whatever year that was. So if you uploaded a receipt for 2019, you still need to do the same thing. Go back and do your 2019 income tax return. And normally if you've done this already, like, you're going to fly through it. It'll only take you a couple of minutes to complete it again.